What you're about to hear will shake the very foundation of everything you thought you knew about WWE. And I'm not exaggerating. This isn't clickbait. This isn't speculation. This is the nuclear bomb that just detonated in Stamford, Connecticut, and the fallout is going to change professional wrestling forever. Triple H, the man who saved WWE Creative, the architect of NXT, the reason we fell back in love with WWE programming after years of Vince McMahon's circus acts and nonsensical booking, has just been stripped of his creative control. That's right, the game is over. And the person now calling the shots? Nick Khan, a Hollywood suit who sees wrestlers as content IP and championship belts as marketable assets. If that doesn't make your blood boil, stick around, because what I'm about to reveal will make you question whether WWE even cares about wrestling anymore, or if it's all just become another soulless corporate machine designed to squeeze every last dollar out of the fans who made this company what it is. Hello viewers, if you're new here, please don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button for daily updates on WWE Raw. This is WrestleScope, and we're about to expose the biggest backstage coup in WWE history. Let me take you back. September 2022. Vince McMahon retires in disgrace. The company is reeling. Morale is at an all-time low. Storylines are nonsensical. Beloved wrestlers are being wasted. The product is stale. Fans are tuning out in droves. And then, Triple H steps up. Paul Levesque, Triple H, wasn't just a 14-time world champion. He wasn't just a legend who married into the McMahon family. He was the man who built NXT from the ground up. He discovered and nurtured talents like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Finn Balor, and countless others who became the backbone of WWE's main roster. When Triple H took over creative in 2022, it was like someone finally turned the lights back on. Suddenly, storylines made sense, characters had depth, matches had stakes, long-term booking returned. Wrestlers who had been buried for years, Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, Gunther, Rhea Ripley, suddenly became the hottest ox in the company. The Bloodline saga reached its peak under Triple H's guidance. Cody Rhodes' journey to finish his story became one of the most emotionally resonant arcs in WWE history. Women's wrestling was finally being treated with the respect it deserved. Tag team wrestling was revitalized. NXT became must-watch television again. Triple H gave us wrestling. Real, hard-hitting, emotionally charged professional wrestling. The kind that made us fall back in love with this business in the first place. Ratings went up, attendance soared, WrestleMania 40 did record-breaking numbers, merchandise sales exploded, WWE's stock price hit all-time highs. Every metric you could measure showed that Triple H's creative vision was working. The fans were happy, the wrestlers were happy, even the shareholders were happy. So why would anyone want to change that? Enter Nick Khan. Nick Khan joined WWE as President and Chief Revenue Officer in August 2020. He came from CAA, Creative Artist Agency, one of Hollywood's most powerful talent agencies. And from day one, Khan had one mission: monetize everything. Now, let me be clear. Making money isn't inherently evil. WWE is a business. Businesses need to generate revenue. Nobody disputes that. But there's a difference between building sustainable success through quality content and gutting the soul of a company for short-term profits. Khan orchestrated the sale of WWE to Endeavor, creating the TKO Group Holdings merger with UFC. He negotiated the massive Netflix deal for Raw. He secured international rights deals worth billions. On paper, Nick Khan looks like a genius businessman. But here's what they don't tell you in those glowing financial reports. Khan doesn't care about wrestling. He doesn't understand wrestling. He doesn't respect wrestling. To him, WWE isn't a wrestling company. It's a content company. The wrestlers aren't artists performing an athletic ballet. They're talent assets to be exploited, traded, and discarded when their value decreases. Behind the scenes, Khan has been systematically consolidating power. He's been building alliances with board members. He's been whispering in the ears of investors, painting a picture of WWE as the next Marvel or Star Wars franchise, a content empire that can be strip-mined for movies, TV shows, video games, and theme parks. And Triple H? In Khan's vision, Triple H is an obstacle, a wrestling purist who actually cares about in-ring quality, long-term storytelling, and treating performers with dignity. Khan sees that as inefficient, sentimental, old-fashioned. So Khan did what corporate predators always do. He waited for his moment. He built his case. He got the right people in the right rooms. And then he struck. According to multiple sources close to the situation, and these are people with direct knowledge of the inner workings of WWE's executive structure, the power shift began approximately 3 weeks ago during a closed-door meeting with TKO's board of directors. Nick Khan presented what insiders are calling the Evolution Initiative, a comprehensive restructuring plan that would fundamentally transform how WWE develops and presents its content. The presentation focused on 3 key areas: cost reduction, content optimization, and IP expansion. Let me translate that corporate speak for you. Fire expensive wrestlers, dumb down storylines for broader appeal, and turn WWE into a merchandise and licensing factory. Khan's argument was seductive to the board. He showed them analytics. He showed them market research. He showed them how other entertainment properties maximize profits by appealing to the lowest common denominator. He painted a picture of WWE as a family-friendly brand that could compete with Disney for wholesome entertainment dominance. And here's the kicker. Khan specifically blamed Triple H's wrestling-first approach for limiting WWE's growth potential. He argued that Triple H's focus on in-ring quality and complex storylines was alienating casual viewers. He claimed that Triple H's loyalty to veteran wrestlers was preventing the development of younger, more marketable talent. Translation: Triple H won't fire 40-year-old wrestlers who can still go in the ring, and Khan wants to replace them with 22-year-old models who look good on Instagram but can't work a proper headlock. The board, filled with people who've never watched a wrestling match in their lives and only care about quarterly earnings reports, ate it up. Within 48 hours of that meeting, the restructuring was approved. Triple H wasn't fired. Oh no, that would look terrible publicly. Instead, his role was redefined. He's still Chief Content Officer on paper. He'll still show up to TV tapings. He'll still shake hands and take photos. But the power to make creative decisions, that's been transferred to a new content strategy committee that reports directly to, you guessed it, Nick Khan. The wrestlers found out through the grapevine. Nobody made an official announcement. Nobody sent out a company-wide memo. Just whispers in the locker room, confused looks during production meetings, and a growing, sickening realization that everything was about to change. The backstage reaction has been catastrophic. Multiple wrestlers have expressed frustration, anger, and betrayal, though few will speak on the record for fear of reprisal. But the message is clear. The locker room is furious. Seth Rollins, who's been with WWE for over a decade and watched Triple H build NXT from scratch, is reportedly livid. He understands that Triple H is the only reason he was able to become the top guy he is today. Without Triple H's protection and guidance, wrestlers like Rollins would have been fed to whatever nonsensical whim Vince McMahon had that particular week. Becky Lynch, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Bayley, and numerous others owe their current positions to Triple H's belief in their abilities when nobody else in power did. Now they're watching the man who went to bat for them get neutered by a Hollywood agent who probably can't even name 5 finishing moves. Even Roman Reigns, who carefully guards his political position, is said to be concerned. Roman's historic title reign and the entire Bloodline saga were Triple H projects. Roman understands that Khan's content optimization philosophy could easily dismantle everything they've built over the past 4 years in favor of whatever flashy nonsense Khan thinks will pop on social media for a week. But here's what really exposes how calculated and ruthless this coup was: the timing. WWE is heading into the Royal Rumble. WrestleMania season is approaching. Storylines are building. Momentum is strong. Khan waited until the creative infrastructure was solid, then swept in to take credit for Triple H's work while stripping him of the ability to continue it. That's not business. That's betrayal. So what happens now? What does WWE look like under Nick Khan's Content Strategy Committee? Based on leaked information about the Evolution Initiative, here's what we can expect. Budget cuts and roster purges. Expect mass releases in the coming months. Veteran wrestlers making decent money will be targeted first. Khan views them as expensive and inefficient. Why pay a 35-year-old wrestler who demands creative respect when you can hire 3 23-year-olds for the same price who'll do whatever you tell them? Simplified storylines. Say goodbye to complex long-term narratives. Khan's research shows that modern audiences have short attention spans, so storylines will be condensed into digestible, bite-sized chunks designed for social media clips. Everything will be designed to go viral rather than tell compelling stories. Increased celebrity integration. Expect to see more celebrities, actors, musicians, athletes from other sports inserted into prominent roles. Khan comes from Hollywood. He believes celebrity crossovers drive mainstream attention. Never mind that these segments almost always fall flat with wrestling fans who actually watch the product regularly. Merchandise over storytelling. Character development will be secondary to creating marketable images. Wrestlers will be repackaged constantly to generate new merchandise lines. Gimmicks will be focus tested. Authenticity will be sacrificed for brand synergy.
Reduced in-ring time. Matches will get shorter to make room for more backstage segments, more video packages, more promotional content for upcoming WWE ventures. The actual wrestling, the thing that's supposed to be the point, will become secondary to the spectacle surrounding it. International talent exploitation. Khan will aggressively sign international talent not to feature them prominently, but to secure their markets for WWE's global expansion. Wrestlers from Japan, Mexico, UK, India, and other markets will be signed and then underutilized, held hostage so competitors can't use them. Does any of this sound familiar? It should, because it's exactly what WWE was doing during the worst periods of Vince McMahon's later years. The same problems Triple H spent the last 2 years fixing are going to come roaring back, except this time with a corporate sheen and PowerPoint presentations to justify the creative bankruptcy. But let's zoom out for a moment and look at what this really represents, because this isn't just about WWE. This is about the soul of professional wrestling itself. Wrestling has always existed in a precarious space between sport and art, between legitimacy and performance.